We'll see here that Brian Harman, who's not a big man, about the same size as Ben Hogan, has a couple of things in his swing that are very much like Hogan. One of them is not address though. At address you see that he puts his hands just right forward of the club head, right on the ball, which I like. It's almost impact position, so players can learn that if they set up with their hands slightly ahead at address, then they're going to have to be very close to that at impact. That's what I do. I like it. Tiger Woods, John Daly, Freddie Couples, they had theirs behind the ball at address, but that's okay too. You'll see that he has a wide stance, wider than his shoulders, but you'll notice here that his head is well behind the ball, but he's balanced. He has a nice, 10-degree side tilt back to the left. So a lot of players say, well, I can't get behind the ball. Well, Brian Harman is always behind the ball. This position here, because he's so far behind the ball, he doesn't have to do a big wide backswing. You see here his arms are quite soft. He's already behind the ball, so he doesn't need to go way back further. I would say this is just a soft arm takeaway, and he's turning his head a little bit to the left to go with it, which is a sort of a loading mechanism. Starting to make the turn. The shoulders and the hips are probably 20 degrees turn, the shoulders are about 70. He likes to wind it up, and you can see here at the top of his backswing in all of its glory. His hips are wound 45 degrees, shoulders are probably 100. His head is turned with the club head. He's rotated his eyes a little bit to the left, so that would put his eyes on the inside of the ball, which is very beneficial. But here comes the magic of Brian Harman's swing, this next picture. And there it is. Look at the sitting of the lower body. He's kept his tilt of his spine the same, but look at the angle he's created here. His left arm is well below his right arm, but look at that angle, maybe 25 degrees. Tremendous amount of lag. And there's where all the magic happens for Brian Harman. His right leg is still bent as he comes down. He's still kept that tilt with his spine angle, and there you have it right there. The angle created with his right arm and the club shaft is still 90 degrees. I mean, tremendous amount of lag, and you start to see his left legs now start to kick in. And there's impact. His hands are just ahead of the club head, and he's pretty much returned it to the identical spot. Some people say, is that the thing to do? I like it. That's what I do. Jack Nicklaus sat his hands just ahead of the ball at address. And you can see here that this action right here, coming from that very narrow angle he created at the top, holding that angle, and now he slingshots him right through there. I mean, his hips are just opening up, and you can see his shoulders are very vertical. And there it is, both arms, for the first time in the swing, both arms are straight. The first and only time in the golf swing that both arms are straight, right there. Keeps his head down, super. And that back leg there is just totally pushing, and we're going to see the net result of all that. And there it is, just slung right to the end. What a great swing.